Hey, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co, and today I'm doing a playthrough of Skytear Horde. I'm going to be playing this game two-handed solo today. There's a few ways you can play this game. There's a bunch of ways you can play this: solo, cooperative, competitive. You can play a true solo as a single color faction. You can play a true solo by mixing together different factions and building out your own deck. Or you can play it as I am, which is two-handed solo over here. I'm going to be controlling two different factions against the enemy in a two-player game on hard difficulty. I have to remember what they're called. The difficulties are like, there's 3 levels of difficulty. There's the easiest, the middle, and then the hard one. I think they're called normal, hard, nightmare. I think, maybe. Whichever one it is, I'm playing on the middle one today. The normal one's a bit too easy, and the nightmare one is punishing, and I don't know if I'm ready for that while trying two-handed solo. This game is going to be available for a reprint campaign over on GameFound. They're going to be doing a whole reprint with new factions, a new deluxe box, because there have been complaints about this box. It's pretty good, but like the edges pop out in a way that's not the best, although it does hold your playmat in it, which is one of my favorite things, because I love a good playmat, and I hate it when you have to store that playmat separately. It means I don't use that good playmat. Either way, let's go ahead and dive into this. This game is a solo/cooperative experience primarily. There is a head-to-head play as well, where you can play it competitively. That's not what we're doing today. In the game, you choose factions you're going to be playing as, you choose the various enemies you're fighting against, you choose the various castle you're going to use. A lot of choices as you try to prep. You choose your difficulty level. There's lots and lots of choices you have as you try to craft your own experience. Which enemies, which outsider, all these different things. I'll be walking you through my turns as I go over here. Hopefully things are as clear as possible. There was some glare on the cards, which is why I'm a little darker than usual right now, because there was some glare. I tried doing what I can to have as little glare as possible past de-sleeving the cards. And with that, let's go ahead and dive in. These first few turns I will take a little slower, just so I can walk you through the sequence. There's some excellent player aids in the game, and then we'll just start ramping up the speed as I think you're catching on to things. With that, let's go ahead and start this game off. I've already started with my starting hands over here. I've already gone through the initial mulligan. In the game, you're going to have one opportunity to mulligan to get better cards for your puzzle, and then from there you're going to follow the step-by-step player aids over here, which I'll leave on the table right now. I'm just going to walk them over here, then I'll move them off to the side after those first few rounds. Every round, the first thing you do is you start with the refresh phase. Every single player is going to gain mana equal to the portal you have in play. That's going to be 3 mana each. So I need my markers, actually. Where are my markers? I should have markers somewhere. Where are my mana markers? I didn't think this through. Am I missing markers, or do I not have... Let me see what I have in the box here. Nope, nope, nope. I'm not missing markers, but that does mean... Oh, here we go. Here we go. I'm sorry, I found the markers. So, we're going to have our mana markers over here. We have player 1 and player 2. We're going to have player 1's going to be this side over here. We're going to get 3 mana each on this track. That's going to be where you track your mana over here. We're going to get that. And then from there, that's the first thing. Then you ready exhausted cards. We don't have any of those yet because we have only just started the game. Then we move to the Horde phase, where we're going to summon Horde cards. You're going to summon Horde cards equal to the portal over there, which means we are summoning 1 Horde card. Normally, in a 1-player game, you'd have your Alliance deck here and your Horde deck over here. I have my Horde deck off screen because in a 2-player game, you're going to use the section for your other Alliance deck. So we're going to summon a Horde card over here, place that into play. We are playing with the Dinosaur faction. Don't know if that's their official term, but that's what we're calling them today because they look like dinosaurs. We're playing against the Spine Beast over here. That's going to give us a 2 mana boost to 1 player. That means it's a bad card. It's a bad, bad, bad card. And so we can give a 2 mana boost to 1 player because... I don't actually know if you can split it. Fun fact, I don't know if you can split that mana boost. Let's go ahead and find out. It's a very short rulebook, should be easy to find out. We got our mana boost. 1 Alliance player. If greater than 1, mana can be split amongst the players. The reason that's relevant is because then I can have this person take that extra 1, while still allowing this person to possibly play the spell. Maybe I do that? I haven't even decided if I want to do that yet, but the monster engaged gains -1 attack and -1 health. This monster has a destroyed ability, which is not as scary. The armor ability is scary. The -1 attack is good, but I don't know. This is going to be... That monster is going to be a big deal over here. A monster in the lane gains +2. You know what? I'm going to do this. I don't know exactly how it's going to go, but we're going to go ahead and shift it up 1 each. I could overthink this. That's another reason, by the way. Another reason I'm not playing on Nightmare mode is Nightmare mode involves overthinking everything to actually win, and I'd rather keep this playthrough moving at a reasonable amount of speed. So, we drew our Horde card. This is a bad one, so we got extra mana in play. We're then going to go ahead and resolve new Horde cards. In this case, there are no come into play abilities. The Horde card is going to have that, which we're not going to talk about right now, but that does mean something. It has the extra mana, which we did talk about. It has the faction it's from. You're always going to mix the core 8 cards with a variety of whatever faction you choose to mix with. This is its health, and this is its attack. And then it has a destroyed ability, as well as 2 armor, which means it negates the first 2 armor from every attack against it. And I think it's every attack. Armor might be every a turn, but I think it's every attack. armor each turn prevent the damage. So it is turn-based, not attack-based. So if you do multiple things to it, you should be fine there. From there, we're going to go ahead and we compact all the Horde cards, which means any Horde cards that were spread out, we would consolidate on the row. We then do the Alliance phase, which is where we can start taking actions to spend our mana, to play cards, activate cards, and all of that. This is where I take a look at what I have and try to think through how I'm going to stop that baddie attacking us. The first problem is he's going to deal 1 damage to all allies within 1 range. The plus side is that means that this is a good time to take him out, but I need to deal 6 damage to take him out. So let's take a look at what we have over here. We have our Mind Control, which costs 6, so we can ignore that. We have our Barring the Way. Play up to 2 allies gain +1 armor. So that's going to be helpful if we want to try to prevent damage, but not the current situation. We have Phalanx over here, the Storm Phalanx. It's just you rebuild 2, exhaust. A monster engaged with Storm Phalanx gets -1 attack. That is a good thing, but -1 attack is not enough to stop it from actually hurting us. We need to get down to -3 attack to stop it from hurting us. And can we do that? We can go ahead and give -2 attack for this turn, which is not bad, but I don't know if that's enough. Let's see. Okay. We also have Heroic Ally. All allies gain +1 armor for the remainder of the turn. That's good, but not good enough. And then we have Exhaust. The monster engaged with Storm Phalanx gets -1. That's not actually the worst. I could probably take him out a bit right now and mitigate his damage. I can mitigate the damage without necessarily killing him just yet. But I don't know if we could do more. We got a tower over there. You know what? Let's try to play defensive right now. We're going to try to prop ourselves up. We'll do what we're going to do over here. We're going to go ahead and play Storm Phalanx in this card over here. That's going to be the first ability we do. That's going to be this character. That's going to cost 3 from their mana. Down, so they go down from 4 to 1. Then we're going to go ahead and when we play, we get to rebuild 2, which means we can take cards from our discard and put them back into our deck. In order to time that correctly, we're actually going to start with our spell over here, where we're going to move that down to 1 first, and then go a monster in a lane gains -2 attack for the remainder of the turn and draw a card. So we're going to give -2 attack to that character and draw a card. That's going to be how we do that over there. And this is going to go into the discard pile. And then because we now have rebuild, we're going to use rebuild, which is a keyword that lets us go ahead and take cards from our discard and shuffle into our deck. And we're going to go ahead and take that card and shuffle it into our deck. That's important because when you run out of cards in your deck, you also lose the game. So try not to do that. You have your castle's health, which is 20. Our goal is to take down the outsider and the various portals. There's 3 portals we're working our way through in the game. We have to deal damage to the portals on top of dealing damage to the enemies. I don't know what I'm going to do over here. Okay, well, let's figure this out. So, we're going to go ahead and place a Alliance deck over here. We're going to go ahead and have this character. He's going to exhaust, I believe. So, we're going to go ahead and do an exhaust ability. So, we're using our exhaust ability to do -1 attack to him. So, right now, he's doing no damage right now. But he actually gets a -1 modifier. So, he has -1 permanent modifier from this guy. And then he also has a -2 attack because of this card over, the one that I played, -2 attack. So, he'll be doing no damage this turn, which is a good thing. That's a good thing. Now, over here, we want to take a look at this person because we still have mana left to play over here, and over here we have a few things we can do. We could go ahead and do Tribe Warriors, but I think that's actually less helpful right now. We could go ahead and do, you know what, I don't actually mind that. This is not bad because we do have all these minions that are going to stomp on us if we're not careful. So trying to get some extra things out is not enough. I don't have enough stuff to do. I think we have to play our Underwood Dryad. That's going to cost us 2, 1, 2. Then we're going to go ahead and put that into play. And our Underwood Dryad over here is going to be play Mutant Form 2, repeat 2 times. This ally gains +1 or +1. So I can increase his attack or his health. I think I'm going to go ahead and increase his attack and his health. So we're going to go ahead and add a modifier there and add a modifier there. That's going to be bumping his health to 2, 3 as far as being a creature. So his playability is Mutaform, where you can twice gain a health or an attack. Then we're going to go ahead and engage. Now we're going to do an ability over here, which is we have these minions that are going to slowly drain our decks every single round. For every minion that gets to power through the rows and attack the baddies, we're going to basically lose our cards from each of our decks, which is not the best. To that end, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and have the Underwood Dryad engage one of the minions. We could have him engage a level 2 minion. Let's do that. Let's have him engage a level 2 minion. So we're going to go ahead and pull one of these guys down. And we're going to have this guy engage with him. So you can always pull these down into the lane to engage with them, which is fun. I could do that with this guy, but I want to make sure it's the right decision. I'm going to go ahead and play my Stone Pillar into, let's say, this row over here. Okay, we're going to slow down. We're going to lower our health there. Stone Pillar gets 2 +1 tokens. We can also exhaust the Stone Pillar in order to go ahead and gain -1, then a monster gains -1 and -1. So we're going to use this to attack one of the minions off the bat. So we're going to exhaust this and pull one of these off, and that's immediately going to negate his health, which immediately kills that minion, and when you kill a minion, you're going to go ahead and draw a card. Minions in general operate differently than other cards. They only exist if they have health on them, otherwise they don't really exist. So right now we've just killed a minion, and in this game you only draw cards when you kill the enemies. So right now we get to choose which ally draws a card. I don't have a good answer. Let's go ahead and have the green draw a card. Why? I don't know why, but you know what? No, actually, let's have yellow draw a card. We've made up our mind. We're committed. Yellow's drawing a card. It's all good. There we go. That's our situation, and I think we're done with everything we can do. The things you can do in the alliance phase is you can play cards, which we've done. You can engage minions, which we've done. You can use exhaust abilities, which we've done twice. You can move allies around. So, for example, if I wanted to, I could choose to unengage this guy. In fact, I'm actually going to unengage this guy in order to attack directly against the enemy. Basically, this guy, I won't deal damage against him. His attack is currently 3. Oh, he's exhausted still. I still need to keep in mind that. His attack is 3, but I reduced him to 0 this turn, so we can ignore him right now. And then what I'm going to do is I want to use my 2 damage to attack the tower, because if I attack him, it's just going to be absorbed by his 2 armor over there. And then you can discard any alliance cards in play, and I think we're done. That's it. We are now done. We're done with that process, which means now we move to the treachery phase. In the treachery phase, we're going to draw a card from the top of this deck over here. We're going to see what it does, and it's going to add an ability over here. Deal 1 damage to the ally engaged with the boosted monster. Ooh, that's not fun. Basically, this is the ally engaged with the boosted monster, this guy over here, because he's the baddie. And this means over here, that makes him the boosted monster. If this was on the left side, it would refer to this guy. Because it's on the right side, it refers to this guy. And that means he is going to deal 1 damage to him, which unfortunately is going to result in him now dying. Well, not yet, but in a second. So that did that. We're going to put that into the discard pile. Then we're going to go ahead, that's the treachery phase. Now we do the fight phase. We resolve all fight abilities, which there are none in play. Then we resolve all alliance fight abilities, still none in play. We ally and monster strikes. So this guy's going to do 0 damage to my tower, which, as you might imagine, does 0 damage. And then the Onikai minion over here is going to go ahead and deal 2 damage to my guy, who's going to deal 2 damage directly back to him, because they're both 2/2 creatures right now. Minions always have damage equal to their creatures. And this one over here has trample. They always have trample. I forgot about that. They always have trample as far as the minions go. So, to that end, we're going to go ahead and attack him, he's going to attack us, and we're both going to die, which means our guy goes into the discard pile, his guy goes back to the pool, where he could potentially get more tokens later, and we draw a card because we killed a minion. This time around, we'll give the card to the green guy. Green guy draws Twist Allegiance. Fun little card there. I don't know what it says. I just said fun card because why not? That's going to be the attacking phase. Then we do the pillaging phase. Pillaging phase is where the remaining minions, these two, are going to go ahead, because they weren't in the lane and they're active minions, they're going to force us to discard 2 cards from our deck to our discard pile. This is the slow clock you need to be mindful of as you play the game. You need to be on top of that clock or you will lose the game. And then we go to the end phase. If the gate was destroyed this turn, place the next gate up. It was not destroyed, although we did do 2 damage to it, so I probably should mark that. Here we go. And then we go ahead from there, and we're going to rotate the deck, which means this time round, we're going to be spawning 2 minions instead. And then finally, you discard down from your hand to 7 cards. That is a turn sequence in Skytear Horde. I have to remember the name of the game. Almost said Hearthstone. I think this game is comparable to Hearthstone, which is why I almost said that. But with that, we move to the next round. There is no draw phase. We're going to go through that same sequence. We're going to spawn 2 minions right now. So 2 baddies are going to pop into play, which means, oh, that's the wrong deck. That's my deck over there. We're going to spawn from this one. I'm going to shuffle that in good conscience. I'm going to shuffle that, even though I think I want that card. We're going to play both of these. They have play abilities. Yes to minions gains +3. That is not cool. Okay. And also going to give us, nope, that's not the card. That's not the card. We're going to have, okay, great. So this +3, attach Hypnotic Gaze to the strongest monster. If an effect would damage the attached monster, discard this card and reduce that damage to 0. Wait, Yetnar minions. Oh, Yetnar minions. No. It just gave him 3. That's now a 3/3 creature. That is bad. Attach Hypnotic Gaze to the strongest monster. If an effect would damage the attached monster, discard this card, reduce that damage to 0. Okay, so this is now attached over here. I love that. Then we have over here, play. Yetnar minions gains +2, so this is now a 5/5 minion. This is going to be a short game, everybody. For the remainder of the turn, Yetnar minions cannot be engaged and gains pillage. Pillage 1 extra card for each +1 on this monster. Holy hell. That is a bad combination of cards. That's like a bad combination of cards right now. Basically, we now have 5/5 creature who's going to pillage each of our decks by 6 cards and cannot be engaged. So there's that. There is that. On the plus side, it won't be attacking us. Anyways, back to our turns. Let's see what we can do to make this madness go away. We're each going to gain +3 mana again. We don't have any plus mana this turn, so it is what it is. This card is a spell, so I'm going to leave it over here to remind me that that's in play. But basically, we have a minion there we can't engage. We still have these minions we can engage. These guys are going to slide up because we unexhaust them. That's the next step. We didn't have to do that last round. And we gained our mana. And now we go ahead, technically we gain our mana first, and we ready exhausted cards first. And now we get to choose how we spend our 3 mana. On the plus side, we have a creature who is currently a negative, well, he's only a 1 damage creature, which isn't the worst. Let's see what I can do right now to prevent anything bad happening. Because if an effect would damage the attached monster, which means I have to deal 3 damage to even damage it at all. Because that's the interesting part. I think the armor would negate damage first. Let me just read the terminology armor. The question is, can I get rid of the card before I hit the armor? Each turn, prevent a number of damage. So if you're preventing the damage, the card is not damaged. The words are very specific, so that card has to get damage first before I can do things. In any case, we have mana. Mana does carry over turn to turn, by the way, so if I don't spend something, we still have it. Our Twist Allegiance. A non-epic monster in a lane and one of its neighbors strike each other. That could be good, not helpful right now. Stalker Pack. Fight Gorilla 1, remove up to +2/+1s from a minion. Remove up to +1s. Interesting. That is not bad. I like the Stalker Pack. That could be useful to get into play quickly. We also have the Tribe Warriors. We can't afford them. And we have the Death Grasp, which gives something -2 health and -2 attack, which could be useful but not relevant right now. So I think we're going to go ahead and toss these guys into play over here. And they will hopefully be helpful. But right now, I think we're just going to take the damage from that lane because I don't see another way around it. We could minimize him right now again to make him just less powerful, which I think is what I want to do. So we're going to go ahead and move this guy over here. Then we're going to exhaust him to place another -1 counter, just slowly reducing his damage. So now he's down to doing only 1 damage. And I think we're going to move this guy out of the way again to deal damage to their castle. Meanwhile, we're going to try to go ahead and engage this guy over here, which will hopefully bring this minion into play and allow me to also reduce one of the counters over there. All those things are good. Although I can also, I can also do that. That's interesting. Decisions. Let's try to think before we try to activate that. That's going to be this guy's activated. Now we try to decide to spend this mana over here. That was player 1 going down to 0. And then over here we need to figure out what we're spending. We have an ally gains +2 armor. I don't know if I care about that right now, although I could care about that. You know what? I do care about that. I do care about that. We're going to go ahead and bring this minion down to play as well. We're losing too many cards, so we're going to do what we can. We're going to have this guy engage with that minion. We're going to pull them into play, and then we're going to spend 1 mana to give this guy 2 armor, which is going to negate the first 2 damage this guy does, keeping him alive while still allowing him to kill him. We'll also rebuild 1, put a card from a discard pile on the bottom of its deck. Remember when I shuffled that deck earlier? That's not how that's supposed to work. Ooh, we want to put this into play. We're going to put, oh, these are both. I got my Mentalist. The cards in the discard pile are not good. Those 2 cards would have been really helpful to pull. They work great in combination. It is what it is. Anyways, we spent 1. We still have 2 more to spend. So we could still play these Borrowing the Way spells. We can't play a creature. That's okay, though. We could do Borrowing the Way over here. Borrowing the Way, up to 2 allies gain +1 armor for the remainder of their turn. Draw a card. I don't think if that necessarily helps me right now. It won't help me do anything specific. I can no longer engage that creature. The other 2 creatures are already engaged. I think it's fine as is. We'll just save up our mana to be able to eventually do mind control. Oh, that would have been cool. I feel bad that I'm taking down... Interesting. Oh, it's an epic monster. Never mind. I was looking at mind control, which will let me take control of an enemy, but this is an epic monster. Mind control won't, so we're fine. Now the question is, do I want to give up Stone Pillar to hurt that minion so he's less powerful? It gains +2, gains -1. It's tempting. You know what? We're going to go ahead and do it. I might regret this decision, but we're going to move this down 1, and then this basically exhaust it because it's now gone. And we're going to go ahead and then deal 1 damage to this guy, bringing him down a drop so he's less scary. Then we're going to resolve things. We're going to go ahead and resolve the treasury phase first. We're going to draw a card and see what it affects. It's going to affect this guy, giving him more strength. So basically that monster is going to go ahead and get 2 extra attacks. So it now goes from being a 1 attack to a 3 attack, which is going to do 3 damage to my castle, which is right about when I realized that I've been forgetting to do my castle's ability. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to do it this turn. I won't retroactively last turn because that would be too complicated, but I'm going to do it this turn. Basically, you can exhaust your castle and pay a mana, so I'll pay that mana, and then choose one, draw a card, or Gorilla one. Gorilla one is removing a token from a minion, so we're going to remove one of these from that minion for this turn. We're not going to do it for last turn because we'd have to backtrack things. Our castle has 20 health. Once the 20 health runs out, we are dead. We lose. We try not to have that happen to us. But because we've done that, we now have this guy who dealt 3 damage. We now resolve here. We have no fight abilities in play. Over here, well, we do have fight ability. We have this fight ability, so this is going to drop down again. So now he's down to a less scary 2/2 minion from his previous 5/5. This guy's going to deal 2 damage to this guy and take -1 damage as a result, but killing this minion, which means this minion will return over here, and we get to draw a card. We'll have green draw. Oh, no, we'll have yellow draw a card. Then we're going to go ahead and be able to do that again by having this guy attack this guy, which is going to deal 2 mint damage and 2 damage back, but he has armor, so this guy will die over here, which means now he will go back to his spot, and this time we'll have green draw a card. Look at that teamwork. And then lastly, this is already in the discard pile. That was just a treasury card, and that is resolving the phase. And then we go to the pillage phase, where now this guy is going to cause each of us to discard a card, but +1 card because of those tokens, so we're each going to discard 3 cards into our discard pile from each of these decks. 1, 2, 3, and then from there, we go to the next round. This card leaves play, and we are moving onwards. Things are going well-ish. We're going to refresh our cards. We're going to gain our mana. The portal's going to rotate. We're drawing 2 people again. Next round, we're drawing 0, though, so there is going to be a reprieve round in play. 1, 2, 3. And then we are doing fine. We're doing fine. We're going to go ahead and draw 2 enemies into the lanes. We're going to summon Horde cards. This is going to be another play ability. It's an attachment. Onikai minions gain +2. So the Onikai are going back up. Okay, we're going to pop those in play. Attach Eldritch Screams to the strongest monster. Attached monster gains fight. Return enraged ally to its owner's hand unless its owner discards a card from their hand. So that's not great. That is not great at all. This creature just went from being someone who we're slowly trying to ignore to someone that we cannot ignore because we'll have to keep putting cards. Engaged ally. Oh, return engaged ally. We could do a non-engaged ally. Huh. I'm okay with that. We can continue ignoring this creature. So let's go ahead and play this out. We gained our mana. We spawned the first card. We still spawned the second card. This card's going to be over here. We have an Underworld Runners. +1 mana to gain. Now if I give it to us over here, it's an epic monster. We have Heroic Ally, Heroic 2. Play after Habaret strikes for the first time this turn. He strikes again. What does Heroic do? What does Heroic do? Give me a second to look up Heroic over here. Heroic is, if this creature has 1 or more negatives, it gets +X attack. Ooh, I like that. +X. X being the, okay, so X being, you know, the 2. Okay. So putting him into play is not bad, but I'd want to do very little. I'd want to have very little damage happening to him, which is the tricky part. I like that. He could completely take out the portal, which is not a bad thing. We could go ahead and have... The Storm Phalanx is interesting. The Storm Phalanx guy is interesting, because I'm just using him to ping various people, which makes him fairly strong. I hope I'm doing this right. I hope I'm able to... I believe I can still move people after they're exhausted. Let me just double check that, because... Otherwise, it's tricky. Let's see what we can do over here. We can do action, engage minions, move or discard cards. Yeah, you can move. You can just move people. It doesn't say you can't do this. I think I'm doing this correctly, but if I do anything wrong, by all means, let me know in the comments down below, because that's always possible. In any case, from here, I think we're going to go ahead and start doing things. We already gained our mana. We're good there. We're going to have this guy move over here, and this guy's going to ping that guy, bringing him down to 0 attack. So now, right now, he's doing no attack, which is awesome. It means he can't do anything effective to anyone at all. He's basically a 0/4 monster who is annoying, but just annoying, not actually doing anything. So eventually he'll become worse, and we'll hate him. Right now, we can safely ignore him. This guy over here, play. Move all tokens from the strongest minions to Underworld Runners. Oh, 1 second. That changes everything. So he currently has -2 attack. He currently has -2 attack. Oh, we have to give +1. We're giving +1 to this guy. That's what we said we're doing. He currently has -2 attack because of that, which that's tricky. -2 attack is a time where we could do things. He's currently that strength. I had a spell. Did I have a spell? Ritual Pillar. Play. A monster in a lane gains -2 attack and -2 health. That could be good, but is it enough? We may have to deal with the Spine Beast. Okay. If I do that, the Spine Beast is doing that. I don't like it. I don't like it. Because that's doing that. We need more stuff in play. Okay, let's figure this out. We are going to go ahead and pull out Haburat. Haburat can take the damage, which is not a bad thing. -2 in attack and health. I can also do that. Okay, great. We got it. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We are going to go ahead and have this guy over here play 1 to be able to activate our castle, lowering one of these minions by 1. So that's 1 minion lower. We are then going to have Haburat engage that minion. Okay, Haburat's going to pull that minion into play so that he can go ahead and take the damage and then strike twice, killing the portal, which is a tricky move. It may not be the right time to do that, because the problem with doing that is if we kill the portal right now, then we are currently doing so right when we're about to have a 0 turn where we can help prep ourselves. Might be the wrong move. You know what? No, we're going to put Haburat back in play. We're not going to engage with that minion. We're still going to do everything else the same, but I don't want to actually attack that castle yet. Okay, so because of that, so we're doing things slightly differently. What we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to have this guy move over here. This guy's going to go here. This guy's going to exhaust, giving the -1 to this guy. Okay, so he's got a -1 right now. That's excellent. We're good there. Then we're going to go ahead and have this guy move. We'll figure out where he moves later. We're going to have this guy move back. That means he's currently doing 3, and he's doing 2. And he is going to, then we're going to play this spell. So this guy is going to go down to 0, and we're going to play Death Grasp, where a monster in the lane gains -2 attack and -2 health, making him a 0 attack monster with only 2 health right now. That's good because that means he'll die. Okay, that's going to be Death Grasp. We'll play it there for a moment just so we remember. Then from there, we still have this guy in play somewhere, and we still have this team over here. We have to deal with this team over here. What can this side do? All allies gain +1 armor for the remainder of the turn. That's not bad, but I think that means what we'll do instead... What we can do instead is as follows. So instead of doing this here, we're going to change that up because we like to change history. We're going to play this person here for 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay? This person's going to pop out, and it's going to give all allies gain +1 armor for the remainder of the turn. That means that this guy can safely now engage with this guy, let's say. Okay? And that's going to engage there, and toss a -1 token on him, which we'll do from that. Although we should probably... You know what we'll do? We're gonna toss this on this person first. We're still gonna limit this guy. But then over here, we are now engaging with this monster. Nope, we're gonna engage with this monster. Okay. Although we want to change that a bit because we want to. No, we're fine with this. Actually, I'm fine with this. Okay. Then we're going to have this person engage with this monster to take down that minion, and then we're going to exhaust to add a mana, which means we could add a mana to any side. Let's go ahead and add it to yellow. We're figuring things out. Interesting. Ritual Pill is interesting. Okay. And then I think we're good. So now we've done everything we need to do, and we will continue. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and start the process. We're going to go left to right over here. First things first is we draw a card. Hope it's not bad. This is Treachery. Boosted monster gains trample for the remainder of the turn. That works because anyways he's not doing anything extra. So right now he's got trample, but he's anyways attacking directly to the castle. Nothing else is changing, so it's not going to be a big deal. We have no real fight abilities passed over here. We have Guerrilla 1, which means we're going to remove a token from here, which is important. Then we're going to resolve the abilities. He's going to deal 2 damage to our castle. So our castle's down to 15 health. We do need to be mindful of that. We can't be too casual, otherwise bad things will happen. Then from here, we're going to resolve this lane. This lane is doing 2 damage, -2 to him, -1 because all allies have +1 armor for the remainder of the turn, which means he's going to take no damage and kill this monster. By killing this monster, we're going to go ahead and return these to their respective decks. We are also going to go ahead and draw a card. We will have green draw a card, and then we're going to go ahead and go to the next lane. The next lane over here is going to do 2 damage to this person, which is enough to kill him, and this guy's going to deal 1 back, but armor, so we could ignore that, which means we're going to kill this minion, and then again, same thing over here, ignore the 1 damage, which means we're going to kill both those minions, which means now we can go ahead and draw 2 more cards. We'll start with yellow for the first one. Draw 2 cards, rebuild 2, shuffle your deck. Okay, I like that. And let's go ahead and draw another one from over here. Okay, we got another mind control. So we got 2 mind controls and 2 borrowing the ways over here. We can stack those over there. And with 6 cards, need to be mindful of that. And that's going to be the round. We will resolve all trample abilities. There are no, not trample. We'll resolve all pillage phase. There are no enemies to pillage. And we'll rotate the tower. And this turn we're going to try to take things down because now we have a tower that has 2 damage on it. It's going to be spawning no minions this turn, which means the only big bad we have to worry about is this guy over here, who's getting less and less bite as we go, and that is the round. We are prepped, we are good. Let's go ahead and draw 0 cards for the enemy. Let's go ahead and generate mana. We're going to go ahead and have 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3 over here. We have cards in play, we have things to do, people to see, and a bunch of stuff to figure out. We could start by prepping Haburat. Haburat could go into play right now and take out the castle, which does seem like the right time to do so. But honestly, the amount of stuff we have going on with Haburat, why don't we go ahead and have this guy. We're going to have this guy pop over here to exhaust that. So we're going to do that, which is going to do that. Okay, so he's down to that. Now the problem is, if an effect would damage the attack monster, discard the card, reduce that damage to 0. And then attached monster gains fight, return enraged ally to its owner's hand unless the owner discards a card from their hand. I think I can afford to discard a card from my hand, which is what I think we'll do. We're going to go ahead and exhaust over here. We'll exhaust this person to gain another mana on yellow. Yellow's getting a lot of mana. You'll see why shortly. We're going to have Haburat come into play over here. We're going to move this person over here. We're going to have Haburat go over here, and that way Haburat will be able to attack and then attack again, taking that beast out of the way finally. And fortunately, the beast is only dealing 1 damage to him, which is actually going to power up Haburat even more, which is the nice part here, which would be an instant one-shot kill. So I think we're prepped well. Meanwhile, we're going to have all these other enemies over here taking out everything else, so we're fine there. That costs us 5 mana. We're also going to go ahead and play this card over here. So, do I want Haburat back in play first? Maybe I do. Maybe I do. You know what? We're going to keep this card in play, so that way I can pull No, you know what? I don't, because we're going to do the following. We're going to play this over here, draw 2 cards. So we're going to draw 2. That brings our mana, by the way, down to... I've been doing this wrong somewhere. Nope, I've been doing this right. Okay, we're going to draw 2 cards. We have Restless Valence and Psychic Shield. And then we're going to place 2 cards back into play. We're going to place the Far Sight Tower back into the bottom of the deck. Oh, I should have waited for Haburat to die. I should have waited. Oh well. We're going to play Overflow as well. And then we're going to shuffle the deck. Okay, so we place 2 cards back into play. Shuffle that deck. We want to try to get some towers from yellow in play. Yellow towers combined with yellow attachments can be an absolutely amazing experience. Let's go ahead and play this out and see what happens. Okay, so what have we got over here? What have we got to go through? We're placing the deck over there. We're moving these cards over here, and it's time to see things out. Resolving things. Oh, we should probably put this card into this card pile over here. And then resolve stuff. Enemy's going to attack us. Enemy's going to deal 1 damage to us, which I think we said we're okay with, which I don't know why. I don't like being okay with that. But first we do abilities. Any fight abilities in play? We have play, we have fight, return and engage ally to its owner's hand. So right now it's going to resolve the fight ability. So unless we discard a card, we have to return it to our hand. So we're going to discard Mind Control, which could be good, but they're also expensive and I already have one, which is why I'm willing to do that. Then we're going to resolve various engagements. He deals damage to him, and he deals 4 damage to him the first time round. The 4 damage is going to be absorbed by his 2 armor, and then get rid of that card because it negates damage to 0. But that means now Haburat over here is going to attack again, this time as a 6 damage attack because he's got Heroic, and he has damage in him now, and so now he's going to go ahead and just straight up kill this guy. So this guy's going to be dead over here. Also, I'm realizing we didn't really resolve spending mana on this guy, but it is what it is. At least he's dead. We're fine. We should be good. And then that's going to be done over there. Which means now we need to figure out what's next, because now we're going to have all our allies just straight up attack the castle, which means this portal is going to die. And the portal, the way this works is the damage does not overflow. You basically flip this down, and at the end of the round, if that's covered, we're going to resolve the next portal. At that point, we're going to continue to end the round. Nothing happens to us. We are all good. An enemy died, so we draw a card. We'll draw a card for green this time, because green's getting a little less card draw. Ooh, we got Behemoth. This one's a fun one. This is actually my starting hand, and I shuffled it back in because it's not a good starting card. Even now, basically, he costs 1 less mana to play for each card in your discard pile. So right now, he costs, 8 less. So he still costs 17, which is a tad more than I want to pay for him. But as the game progresses, he will hopefully be cheaper. Any other way to get him cheaper? Not really. He's very cool when you play him, but it's hard to play him. You have to be losing to play him. Anyways, with that, let's go ahead and see what we're doing next. That's going to resolve the end of the round. There are no minions to pillage us. We are good on that front. We're going to go ahead and resolve the end phase. If the gate was destroyed, it was, we will remove it. We're going to put the new gate into play, and we're going to go ahead and see over here. And this says, summon all cards in the outsider pile at the end of the Horde phase. Basically, these cards are going to enter play at the end of the Horde phase. And I think we should only have the first one. Yeah, I think we should only have the first outsider here. I may have done the setup wrong on this one. Let me just double check that. But I'm 99% sure you only have the first outsider card, and the second one comes into play later. Let me just double check that. Place the stage 1 outsider card within reach. This is known as the outsider pile. Yeah, we'll come back to the stage 2 one later. At the end of the turn, when this portal is destroyed, reveal the next portal card in its upright orientation. So yeah, so we have to now deal 8 damage to this one, but at least we're getting 4 mana each turn, and that is basically it. We discard down to 7 cards, we are good, we go to the next round, we refresh our cards, we get 4 mana apiece. This is going to go to 7 over here, this is going to go to 4, and we are going to continue the process and see if we can survive. We are drawing 2 cards for the baddies, so we have our play ability, Attachment. Yet your minions gains +2 attached. Gulthrin Wallbreaker to yet our minions. Attached monster gains pillage. Oh, wow, we're attaching it to the minions. Okay. So we're attaching this to the minions, and it gets +2. And this minion gets pillage, deals 1 damage to the castle for each one on this monster. So it's also going to be attacking. If we don't engage with this guy, he's going to be more threatening because he's going to attack the castle too, which basically is code for we're going to have to kill him. Then we're going to draw this card over here, which is Stone Titan. That's going to give us +1 mana collectively. Let's give it to green over here. That's the yellow, actually. Stone Titan and its neighbors gain +1 armor. Fight, Stone Titan deals 2 damage to the castle, which means if we even make it to the fight phase, he's going to deal 2 damage to the castle no matter what. That fight abilities happen first. So that's an example of why you don't want to let your castle get too low, and you will die. Also, cool art. Cool art on the card. With that, let's go ahead and go and see what we can do. That is an epic monster. Why are all these cards epic monsters? Can we stop having epic monsters? I want a regular monster I can just gain control of, just like a normal Sunday afternoon. It's not Sunday afternoon, I don't know why I said that. But yeah, anyways, we're going to go ahead and start the process of trying to kill the baddies. So, I think we're going to use our same general ability. A monster engaged with Storm Phalanx gets -1. Yeah, I think we can engage monsters and then still move around. The one thing I'm worried about, I'm worried I'm doing this wrong. I keep moving this guy around, lowering someone's defense, and then moving somewhere else. I'm 99% sure I can do that. I might be doing it wrong. It's the downside of, again, when I usually check things a little more if I'm playing games myself, but I try not to mess up the flow too much. So just know that maybe I'm playing this on easy difficulty instead. I'm sure I'll pin any comments or updates as far as things I did horribly wrong in this playthrough that affect the balance of the game. That said, we have a job to do. We have enemies to kill. Let's do it. Dun, 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 dun. We could do our Tribe Warriors. Our Tribe Warriors can start the process of engaging with the Stone Titans, which I don't mind, because I do want to kill the Stone Titan as soon as possible. The problem is the Tribe Warriors won't actually kill them enough. We do have a lot of cards in play. Like, we're really strongly set up over here. I think I should have played this in Nightmare mode, or maybe not cheat with the Storm Phalanx. But all I know is that we got to take down the Stone Titan. So let's do this. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to play this card. It's going to cost 4. We're going to first move the Storm Phalanx in play, exhaust it, and basically move it away in order to put a -1 modifier on this guy. Then we're going to move this around, so we're just going to move guys around over here, and we are going to go ahead and, yeah, we're going to, oh, I cheated. I'm not going to go back to this. No, I didn't cheat. No, I did it well. Okay, cool. Just making sure. Basically, Habarat's ability to attack twice is only on the turn you play him. After that, he attacks once per turn. So the turn you play him, he gets 2 attacks. After that, it's once per turn. So I think we're all fine over there. But that said, we are going to go ahead. We are going to now play, we paid the 4 already. We're going to engage Tribe Warriors with the Stone Titan. That's going to also, because he's engaged, when we play him, he's going to get -1 attack and -1 health for the remainder of the turn. It's just for the remainder of the turn. We are going to still mark it, though, because I'm pretty sure he's going to die this turn. Because I need to do only 3 damage to it, which is more than I can do. I need to do 3 because he has 1 armor. I need to do 3 damage to him. Can I do that? Maybe I move him? I don't know. I might have to move him. We might have to have Habarat do his thing again. Habarat could easily do 3 damage to it. Do you have any other way to do 3 damage? I don't think so. I guess I could do that one. I could play that. You know what? Let's go and play that. So we're going to move Tribe Warriors over here. Now they've done that. And this is interesting because play, this is an interesting one, I'm not entirely confident. The monster engaged with Tribe Warriors gains +1, they gains -1 attack and -1 health the remainder of the turn. I'm not 100% confident if that happens right now or constantly as he's engaged. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure. What do I do about that? That's the tricky part, because I'm not sure if I'm playing that correctly, and I like playing things correctly. So, and I want him to die, which is also the tricky part. I want him to die ASAP. So I'm simply going to I'm going to undo the storm. I'm going to undo this guy over here just to make sure I'm playing correctly. So we're going to pop that back up to 7. We're going to take these off over here. And I think we're just going to go ahead and have, he needs 3 damage dealt to him. So we're just going to have this guy go ahead and do it, and he'll just take the 2 damage and call it a day. So he's going to go ahead and deal 6 damage to the Stone Titans, just taking him out of play. And this way the Stone Titan cannot deal damage back, at least right now. We might lose Haburat, but at least we'll know that we didn't lose Haburat in vain. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and play some other cards. So let's go ahead and play, let's play something. A non-epic monster, one of his minions. No, we got to play, we're going to take down one of these guys over here. That should be doable easily enough, because we'll use a Stalker pack to ignore him. So I think we'll go ahead and gain... We have just too much stuff. We have too much stuff. I think we will play Restless Phalanx over here for 2 yellow. 1, 2. And then that's going to fight, rebuild 1, so we can put cards back into our deck. And then we'll go ahead and we'll have this person take damage. We're going to exhaust to gain a mana. And then we will play this over here. We're going to play Mutiform Underwood Dryad over here for 1, 2. And then we'll just give it straight up to attack. Because I think at this point we're not playing defensively. At this point we're just we're going for blood. I think we have the upper hand here. I don't know if I'm playing it well or too well or just cheating. Those are all things those are all possible things. But let's go ahead and resolve. And we're going to go ahead and pull this guy. We want to specifically pull this guy into play. And we're going to pull this guy into play with this guy over here. Okay? So what we're going to do is as follows now. Now we're going to go ahead and we are going to activate our fight abilities. This guy is going to deal 2 damage to the castle, so we'll remove one of these and bump that to a 3. So -6 so far, -7. Then we're going to go ahead and do the fight ability here where we remove a token from a minion because of Gorilla. And then over there we're going to, that's all our fight abilities. Nope, fight, we get to rebuild. Let's go ahead and put a let's put a Discovery in the Depths on the bottom of our deck over there. I like that card a lot. Lots of fun. Yellow's a fun deck. I like the yellow deck. But oh my gosh, oh no, outsider phase at the end of the Horde phase. Did I do this right? Summon all cards in the outsider pile at the end of the Horde phase. I forgot a thing. There's the outsider pile. So this outsider gets summoned at the end of the Horde phase, which I should remember that. Fight, Ancient Outsider deals 3 damage to the castle. Oh wow, that is brutal. That is brutal. Armor 1. I think we're going to have Haburat go to that guy instead. So we're slightly changing things up over here because we had to. Jeez. Okay, so he still has the -1 attack. We're going to put this guy over here, and we're going to go ahead and have this guy just go for it against that guy. It is what it is. He's going to go down to whatever. It's fine. It's all good. He's going to deal 3 damage to him. It's fine. So, what we're doing is as follows. We are going to go ahead, and he has 6 armor. He has 1 from Stone Titan and 1 from Ancient Outsider, and he has 6 health. So we're going to try to take him out, but he also does an additional 3 damage to the castle for doing the fight phase. I just forgot to put him in play. We're trying to not backtrack things too much. Then we're going to resolve all the cards. We have to go ahead and resolve the Horde thing first, which we didn't do first. This is going to be an attack ability. He's going to have +1 attack, so it means he's going to be dealing 5 damage, which is fine because I expected to die anyway. So he's dealing 5 damage now, so there's that slight unknown, and we are going to now resolve all the attacking. He will deal 3 damage to him, killing him, 2 damage to him, which will kill him, and he will instead do 3 damage to him, +1, or 2 damage, which brings him down to only 1 health. That's fine, we can take advantage of that later. This guy's going to die, and this guy is going to die as well. Our Behemoth is now 1 card cheaper. This guy's going to kill him, which is going to kill him, and that means this guy's dead, so we lose that guy, but that's a fair trade-off. The outsiders are part of the real challenge to actually take out, so he's gone now, and we get to draw a card. We'll draw a yellow card. And then we're going to go down over here. This guy's going to do 2 damage to the portal, 2 damage to the portal, and 3 damage to the portal. So the portal has basically a chunk of damage in it. It's got 1 less than it needed to actually die, but that's because I messed up my timing and my plans of all those things, so we're just going to have to deal with it. At the end of the turn, when this portal is destroyed, reveal the next portal. Not really relevant. And then from over here, we're going to deal damage to each other. He'll take 1 damage, but then this minion will die, which means this card goes away, the Yetnar minions return, and we draw a card. We'll draw that for green. Okay. and that's the situation on the board. We got everything cleared. We have that guy down to 1, and we are doing totally fine. Totally fine. We're so much in control, it's a little nauseating. But we are attacking ourselves with 3 cards right now, so there is that downside. It would have been nice to take that portal out right away, but it is what it is. Let's go ahead and do so. Now, did we take out the epic monster? We took out the level 1 monster. Okay, so let's go ahead and deal with the next steps here. Next steps are, we did the pillage phase, there's nothing to pillage. We did the end phase, there's nothing to do there. Discard down to 7, we're fine there, which means now we rotate the portals, and we're going to gain mana. So we're going to go ahead and gain 4 mana. So this goes to 10, which is our max. 4 mana over here, which is there. And then these are going to refresh, and then we're going to just attack. Again, this has gone better than I expected, to the point that, again, I'm cheating, or I should have played on the harder difficulty. This is medium. I should have played on the harder. Is this medium? Am I playing on a medium? Did I choose the right? Uh-oh. Give me a second here. Just make sure. I'm playing on hard, yeah. There's normal, hard, and painful. So I'm playing it on hard. I'm doing it, at least I got that part correct. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and play 3 cards. That's going to be the trickier part. So we're going to play 3 cards over here. We got 1. That's going to be a play ability. Zephite minions gains +3. So we're going to go ahead and put these on these Zephite minions. An alliance player loses 1 mana. We're fine with that. We are cool with that. We are fine. We're going to draw another card. Number 2. Epic Monster Predator. Could they stop being epic monsters? Heroic 2. If this monster is going to be +1 mana for that. So we're going to go ahead and gain +1 mana over there. Heroic 2, so if it has damage, it's going to get +2 attack. And then Trample deals excess damage to the castle. And then lastly, 3, we have Deadly Stings over here. That's an attachment, and that's going to be play Onikai minions gains +3. So we're going to go ahead and give 3 of these to the Onikai minions, 1, 2, and 3. And then attach Deadly minions to the strongest monster. Strongest, I believe, is based on attack. I'll double check exactly how that plays out right now. After an ally damages the attached monster, Deadly Stings deals 3 damage to an ally within 1 lane. So that's fun. Now, we have to go ahead and check Strongest. Strongest, I think, is based on attack, but I'm going to double check that. With the highest attack, in case of a tie, consider the highest health. If there's still a tie, alliance players choose. So, highest attack is 2 right now, because they're both 2, because of that modifier, but this is currently a 1 health creature, and that's a 4 health creature, so this one over here is going to deal 3 damage to an ally within 1 lane when you attack. So that's the funsies there, which means now it's time to take things out. And the first things first I'm going to do is I'm going to play Tribe Warriors over here for 4 mana with my level 1 over here, down there. That's going to immediately give this person -1 health for the remainder of the turn, which immediately kills him because he's already at only 1 health. So even just playing with him, he's immediately down to 0, and he's gone. So that's going to be done. That will give us a card draw, which I'll give back to Green as a reward for being so good over there. And then from there we have to deal with this young carnivore. It would be great if we could deal 5 damage in a turn, but I don't know if we can. And he's an epic monster, once again, so I don't know if we can do much there. So the question is, what can we do? First things first, we can go ahead and do our little Storm Phalanx play. We move there, we go lower his attack. So now he's doing 1 damage, and we move him back out of the way, but exhausted. We can also move you down 1 to go ahead and gain a mana. And then we can fight and rebuild, but it's not relevant. What's the strongest thing we can put into play that will hurt? What's the strongest thing we can do? I don't know if there's lots of strong things, because right now, he's got Heroic 2, which means he'll deal more damage next time. But also he has, after an ally damages an attached monster, Deadly Stings is bad on a 5 health creature. That is bad. Deals 3 damage. So I want to deal as much damage as possible in 1 shot. And we have a bunch of minions in play, by the way, which we haven't really heavily talked about. But what I can do is we can take out some of the minions pretty easily. What we can do is we can have the Tribe Warriors engage with the Zephite minions, which that's also going to reduce them by 1. This is again where I'm not 100% certain, but the monster engaged with Tribe Warriors gains -1 attack. This is currently the monster engaged with it, which means currently it's down to a 2. I believe I'm playing that correctly. I'm not 1,000,000% certain. So that goes down to a -2, which means he'll only deal 2 to him, he'll be fine, he'll survive. Then we still have to deal with this guy over here. That guy is a little trickier because we could engage with this, but we'll take the overflow damage to the castle. But you know what? We're fine with that. We're going to pull you down and engage over there. The tricky part is what we do next. That guy is fun, but not helpful. Draining Pillar is interesting. Non-outsider Horde card is revealed. Playing this could be useful, but it won't be useful right now. But I do like it. Draining Pillar is good. Draining Pillar will help us for the last turn. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to have our strongest attacking creature, I guess. I don't know. I feel there's options here. Because that guy is scary. The carnivore is scary. Sheesh. I don't know what to do here. Okay. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to slightly change some things over here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this guy into play over here, and this guy into play over here. Same basic idea, it just changes who has the -1. And there's a reason for that. You'll see that reason shortly. So we're going to move him here first, then play this guy over here. Well, move him technically. You can move him around as long as you have the positioning for it. And then from there, I think we're going to go ahead and place... Deals 3 damage. After an ally damages an attached creature, deals 3 damage to an ally within 1 lane. So I think this works. We're going to go ahead and play this Stalker pack over here, which should be fine. Then we're going to place Draining Pillar in play, which is not an ally. And then we're going to pay for that using 5 mana and put 2 +1 tokens on it. This is a clever play. It works, but you'll see how it plays out. Okay, so ready for this? So we've now prepped ourselves for dealing 2 damage to this guy, which means next round we can take him out with a full 3 damage, hopefully, from all the stuff we have going on. What we're going to do now is we're going to resolve all the fight abilities first. I think it's the right order. Horde abilities, Horde, Alliance, Treasury. Treasury first. So, Treasury card says that this guy gets +1. That is fine with me, because it doesn't bother me at all, because it doesn't change my actual strategy here. It'll have a small impact, but not a significant impact. Then we resolve all fight abilities from the Horde. The fight abilities from the Horde are currently none. We do have fight abilities on our side. We're going to remove a token from somebody. I think we'll go ahead and remove the token from... I don't think it matters to remove from him. We're going to remove it from him over here. I guess it matters a little bit from him. So we're going to remove the token from him. Okay, that's going to make him a 3 attack creature, because he has the +1 attack. And that's going to be our only fight abilities. No, we also should have fight ability rebuild 1. So we're going to rebuild Habu out over here back into our deck at the bottom in case we shuffle later. Any other fight abilities? I think that's everything. Fight Gorilla 1. Oh, we can remove another one. We can remove another one. Let's go to remove another one from this one. You'll see why in a second. Then this guy is going to attack that guy and attack that guy. They're both going to die at the same time. This guy will die. This guy will die. And we're going to go ahead and draw a card because rules. So we're going to draw a green card over here. And then that happens. Then over here on this lane, this one's going to attack this, and this one's going to attack this. This one will deal damage. They're both going to die. Well, this one will deal 2 damage to that one. And then this guy over here, the Stalker pack, is going to die because he gets, 2 damage back to him. He gets 1 damage back to him, but he already had the damage on him. The reason I don't care about that, though, is because I dealt damage to him, you have to deal 3 damage to an ally within 1 lane. But now, because of the way it's situated, there are no allies within one range. The Draining Pillar is not considered to be an ally. It's a tower instead. Towers are a little different. They give you boosts and buffs. I've been forgetting about my stupid castle for how long now? How long? Anyways, we have over here, we have our Storm ally over here. It's going to kill that, so that's dead now at this point. We can consider this dead. We've done that. It's going to be moving to the next round shortly. And then over here, same thing. And over here, 2 and 2. This will take 2 damage. And then that is that. By the way, this should actually have 1 damage on it because the overflow damage from that minion. And then over here, this will die. That's dead. And then we get to draw a card. We'll draw a yellow card this time around. We have an ally rogue over here. And this is gone, and that's it. Okay, that's the round. This is now scarier because this is now a 4 damage attack, -1, so it's a 3 damage attack against that, and it still has this on it, and it still has 3 health, which means we can still figure out things later. That's the round. We now reveal the next portal. Technically speaking, we go to the end phase. If the portal is destroyed, we pillage. There's nothing to pillage. We're going to go to the end phase and reveal the next portal, which says, summon all cards in the outsider pile at the end of the Horde phase, which means outsider number 2 comes into play. So it's going to come into play at the end of the Horde phase. Let's do steps one at a time. This will move to the max. This will move to 1, 2, 3, 4 over here. We refresh all cards. And we are going to go ahead and pull together our, zero cards. Summon all cards in the outsider pile at the end of the Horde phase. Yeah, there's no cards in the outsider pile. So I think we should be fine here. Why do I feel like I'm cheating? I'm not cheating, right? I don't think so, at least. I think we're fine. We'll see. Let's see what happens. We draw... Feels like things are a little too easy today. I don't know why. Am I doing something horribly wrong? Do more cards go in the outsider pile than I'm forgetting about? I don't think so. When you kill an enemy, fight, opposed, unopposed. I feel like it's just too easy today. It is what it is. Again, I'll post any updates or pin things down below in case I did anything wrong. In any case, we are going to go ahead and deal with the process here. So, process is as follows. We draw all Horde cards. We've done that already. There are no Horde cards to draw, which means we are going to resolve the Ancient Outsider. Ancient Outsider is going to come into play. We have no minions of any threat that we have to worry about, and so the Ancient Outsider cannot engage or be engaged by allies with attack 3 or less. And when you play him, destroy the strongest allies. Fun. So we're going to destroy the strongest ally, strongest being defined as attack if there's a tie looking at health, so probably this guy over here. This guy's going to be the one that gets destroyed. We don't have particularly strong allies, which is interesting. We have a bunch of things that are useful, but no singularly strong allies, and the Ancient Outsider cannot engage or be engaged by allies with 3 or less, which is a tricky problem to be in right now. A non-epic monster in a lane, and one of its neighbors strike each other. We have a bunch of things that mess with epic monsters, and the deck we're fighting against is all epic monsters. I don't see how to do this over here because I need more strength. Okay, how to do this. We cannot take advantage of an epic monster. We cannot defeat the portal. There's nothing to defeat. We have to kill the outsider. We have nothing with strength 3, so all my things about how it's too easy, we're in a particularly interesting situation right now where, easy or not, we can't do anything. Echo Dervish gains +1 armor for each neighbor. Elusive 1. I think elusive 1 means... No, I don't know what elusive 1 means. There's a thing there. Elusive. The creature with elusive may move to a free lane within X lanes. Okay. That could be useful, but I don't know if it'll help. We're going to move things around over here. We could play this card over here. We could play this guy over here to immediately engage this guy and take him out. He still has trample, and it is what it is. He won't really gain anything extra, but at least no one else will die. That guy's going to strike the castle. Our castle actually is in a little bit of a tricky situation. We could go ahead. We cannot engage or be engaged. So let's start by engaging over here to give that guy the -1. Again, we'll move here, engage, then move away. After that, we really need more attack. Okay, so we can go ahead and give allies. We're going to play this card because we have the mana. Up to 2 allies gain +1 armor for the remainder of the turn. So we're going to go ahead and give you, I'm just going to mark this has +1 armor. We're going to draw a card. A monster in a lane gains -2 attack for the remainder of the turn. That would give him 0 attack. But this guy's still going to die because of the -3, so it doesn't really matter. So we can ignore this one. I guess we could do this on this. Let's do that on that one. Okay, so we're going to give a monster in a lane gains -2 attack for the remainder of the turn. Draw a card. Okay, we're trying to get something stronger. Circle of Mentalists gains +3. This could be helpful if we draw more stuff. We need more card draw. We need all our card draw going towards this guy right now, because this will help later. Okay. Okay, we need to get Circle of Mentalists, Attachment Mentalists. We need to get an attachment in play. So right now we've negated some of the bad things happening to us. Let's go ahead and try to resolve this. So I think right now the problem is his guy cannot engage or be engaged by allies with attack 3 or less. We need to get to at least 3 to even have any relevance whatsoever. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and enter the attack phase because I don't see a lot more that I can do. This guy needs 25. 25. How much cards do we have here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 cards over here, which means he currently would cost 15. And we could play cards to get rid of them, but I don't think that really helps us right now. We can't get above 10 mana, which means that guy is, we need to discard more cards. Ironically, had we been less efficient right now, we can get the Behemoth in play, which would give us everything we need off the bat. But we can't, and so we won't. So let's go ahead and resolve things. We're going to draw our card over here. We're going to draw our modifier. Our modifier gives +1 attack to him, so we're going to deal with that. Then we're going to resolve all fight abilities. There are no fight abilities that I can really see. Fight, Gorilla 1, not really relevant. So we are fine there. This guy is going to attack the castle for 4, -2 + 1, or 3 against the castle. Castle is down to, how much is this? 17 to 12, 14 health. Down 14 health. Oh, we can pay him on and draw a card. We should do that. Choose one, draw a card. We're going to draw a card. We're going to pay from this guy over here and draw a card. And we have Shadow of Death, a monster lane gets -2 attack. We'll do that next turn. Okay, that's that guy. Then this guy over here is going to, again, attack over here. And Echo Dervish gains +1. It's going to kill him. He's going to have -2 attack +2 attack. But his +2 attack is going to go against the castle, unfortunately, which I probably should have taken care of. It is what it is. The castle is going to get, another one of these. and one more, so that's 16 damage so far, and this guy will kill him, but the extra went over there, and that's done. Okay, so this guy's dead over here. That's going to be here. And then this guy is dead as well, which means all these cards can go into the Horde discard. Alright, these guys will do nothing useful because there's nothing useful they could do, unfortunately. And then that is that. Tribe Warriors, nothing we can do, nothing we can do, nothing we can do. Okay, so we are done there, which means now we move to the next phase. Oh, we killed the guy. We got to draw a card. We're going to draw it from... Do we draw it from the yellow deck? To a monster. Yeah, it's a monster. I could draw from the yellow deck. I'm going to draw from the... yellow deck. Okay, yellow deck we're going to draw. We're hoping for an attachment. Nope, not here. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. We'll go to the next phase. Next phase, we gain 4 mana apiece. This goes to 9. This goes to the max over here, to 10 over here. And we continue the process. These cards can go away. That monster is back up to what it's up to. And we are trying to simply get something that can actually hurt him, which is tricky. So, to that end, we're going to start with a monster in a lane. It gets -2, spending 1 mana, and draw a card. Get an attachment. Here we go. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. We need... This is tricky. Okay, he won't kill this round, so what we're going to do as follows. We're going to play Circle of Mentalists for 6. Okay, that's going to be 9 down to 3. That's going to be Circle of Mentalists comes to play with 3 +1 counters on it, and then when you exhaust him, he's going to deal 10 damage to a portal or monster for each attachment you have on play. The problem is I can't actually play the attachment yet. I need to get a little bit more mana. So I need 1 more mana, which means we need to survive this turn. The good news is we probably could survive this turn. I think we could at least. I think we could. Let me just make sure of this. Non-epic monster, fight Gorilla 1. I think we're all fine unless something bad, really bad happens. So I think we're just going to end the turn right now. We're just going to go ahead and end it. We're going to draw one of these cards to see what it does. It's going to give it +1 attack. That means it's now a 3 attack. Again, this one is exactly, if we take this off over here, meaning if we do a 3 attack, it's going to be exactly over here. There's 3 more. That's going to put you at 1, 2, 3, 19 out of 20 damage over there, which is fine. That'll be that. 19 damage. These will both go away. And then we're going to move to the next round where your mana is going to go back up to 7. And then you're going to be able to play, as a result, 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll play attachment over here. Must be attached to a castle, or attached castle over here. Attached castle gains +1 armor. Ooh, look at that. We now have extra armor on our castle. But play, all allies gain +1 armor. But the important part is now that we have the attachment in play, we can go ahead and exhaust this, remove one of these tokens, and deal 10 damage to this person over here, which should, in theory, make us win the game. So, a few notes. Recap at the end of it. That was a while. That was an hour. An hour, not bad. A few recap notes. We won. We did win with 19 damage on our 20 damage castle, so not the closest over there. You know, I mean, the closest. The actual closest you can get. I do wonder if I played things wrong, because I felt like I mostly was in control, except for that small loophole of the outsider being like, you know, hey, you have to have at least 3 damage to be able to attack him at all, which was tricky. But I felt mostly in control the whole time. I am curious if I did things wrong. I'll have to double check on that part. This game is... Oh, let's do notes. Let's do final thoughts. So I had someone ask me for a review of this game, and I said, hey, I already reviewed it during the crowdfunding campaign. And they said, yes, but like, what if things changed? I'm like, that's fair. But they didn't. They didn't change. I will sometimes re-review things that I reviewed during the preview phase. I think I just put cards in the wrong pile. No, I didn't. I will sometimes review things again that I reviewed during the crowdfunding campaign because there are changes. It's a prototype versus that. But I also don't want to have like 3 reviews for every single game I ever play on the channel, so I'm mindful of that too. What I will say is I enjoy this game. I enjoy this game very much, and I want to do more content because, hey, there's a crowdfunding campaign currently out for this now, and I do want to talk about the game, but I just don't want to review it again. So I figured I'd do a playthrough. I still enjoy the game. I still like the puzzle. I think I am going to be playing it on... I'm going to either wait to find out all the things I did wrong, or alternatively, I'll be playing it on the Nightmare mode going forward, because that was definitely a little too easy. I've had games of this where... I've had games all over the place as far as the difficulty level... Where did those... I lost. There we go. I've had difficulty levels of all kinds that I played through this game. I've had some games that felt incredibly challenging. Some felt like just a numbers game as you try to make it all work. But overall, Skytear Horde is a very enjoyable experience. This has been my playthrough of Skytear Horde. You can check out a link to the Game Found campaign down below. This has not been a sponsored playthrough or anything like that. I just like the game and want to talk about it. Until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, I hope you have a good one.